Tonight's video is to try to help you complete your solar system body research assignment. This assignment is designed to help an entry-level astronomy student understand that our solar system does not contain only the planets and the moons. It contains so many more objects, and the this assignment seems to help students understand how complex our solar system really is. So to get a good grade in this, it's recommended that you look at the rubric that's in the rubric section to see what I'm going to be grading for, and to make sure that you can come up with all of those parts for it. So first and foremost with any research project is do some research. Now there's all sorts of ways that you can do research. NASA is a great source for research. You can go to NASA's solar system site, and NASA's solar system site will have things on each of the planets and each of the moons. So here I went under planet, Jupiter, moons, Callisto, and an overview. And I can have pictures of Callisto, drawings from Galileo, eclipses, surface drawings, facts and figures, and news. Now, these will all help you in making your comparisons to Earth. So all of these units here are units that you can probably find the same thing for Earth. Now, you can also look on other sites, but this site contains a lot of information in one place. As far as getting images of your planet, or your moon, there's so many ways to do that, and even you can use your Starry Night program. And the Starry Night program has a feature called Find. So I'm going to scroll up here to the corner, click Find, and right now Jupiter is showing as being visible, so I can click on Jupiter, and it'll show me the moons of Jupiter. And I can go right next to here by Callisto and click on that, and then click Go there. And believe it or not, the software will take me and fly me through space all the way out to Jupiter, and right to Callisto. And I have Callisto in front of me, and I can scroll around. We can look at the dark side of it. We can look at surface features. We can get closer to it. We can back away from it. We could scroll around Callisto until we could see Jupiter. And I think I'm going to mess that up. But so there's so many things you can do in your software also. The another site that you can look at would be Hubble images, and I called up a few Hubble images of the surface of Callisto. So these were great images. And then another site that you could go to would be the Galileo spacecraft website, because the Galileo spacecraft went to Jupiter, and this is the Galileo website, and these are the images that come from that. So there's so many places to get images from it. Our telescope technology keeps getting better and better. So do some research, okay? Find some images. You may have to look up spacecraft that traveled to your body, or how the process of discovery came about. And with the discovery, this is really important that you be complete with this. Some of the newer objects have a great discovery story. Some of the older ones are a little bit more difficult, but there's always a big story to it. And for this one, if we were talking about Callisto, a lot of students write Callisto was discovered by Galileo. Well, that's only just a tiny speck of the story, because Galileo looked at Callisto for a long time before he realized that it was a moon of Jupiter. So the process of discovery took Galileo himself a while. Secondly, he didn't name it Callisto. He named it something else. And that name lasted for a long time until finally the name was changed. But as far as the discovery goes, even after its name was changed, nobody knew what Callisto looked like. Nobody knew anything about Callisto except for the amount of time that it went around Jupiter and maybe its mass from doing some mathematical calculations. So it wasn't until we sent a probe called Galileo out to Jupiter where we started to find out more about Callisto. So the story is awesome, and you could write so much about almost every one of these bodies. Uh, a big part of this assignment is to compare and contrast your object with the Earth. And be creative. Pick things that it has, pick things that it doesn't have. You can talk about the atmosphere, you can talk about things. I had a student one time show pictures of buildings that were on the Earth and then show that there weren't any buildings on that other planet or moon, and that was very creative. They were able to do enough of a comparison to make all the points. And the last thing, when I talk about in the first part of the rubric about the presentation of it, so here's the rubric. So presentation of information, you're not going to do a presentation, but I want you to make this look really good. So here's the rubric, the way it's set up, and there's 10 points offered for 4 different categories. So the presentation of information, so please make this look good. The characteristics of the body, so this is where you do the research and you come up with the orbital information, the density, size, surface temperature, things like that. And then compare these characteristics to characteristics of the Earth. So you may want to look at the Earth's characteristics, and there's so many sites to find this. Your textbook is even a really good source. And make sure that you can find similar aspects for your body. And then the discovery. Please spend enough time on the discovery, and you could make this discovery / exploration if that's necessary. A lot of times the discovery occurred in an image that was not actually looked at for a while. Even in Galileo's case, he drew these moons next to Jupiter, but didn't realize that they were moons until he had observed them for a while. So there's really good stories behind here. Try to find as much of the story and as much of the exploration that you can. A lot of the planets had passed by flights of the Voyager spacecraft, so our first images of some of these moons came from the Voyager spacecraft. So look that up and see if you can get some information from that. So if you follow this rubric and create a really good looking presentation, it shouldn't be any problem to score really well on this. This is a great assignment, and it gets you thinking that the solar system is more complex than you ever thought or that you had ever been taught. And I hope that from doing this assignment you'll gain a greater appreciation of the complexity of the little solar system that we live in. So I hope this helps you out. If you think it does, please let me know, because I'm trying to make the online course closer to the course that I teach face-to-face, and these are the things that I do in the face-to-face course that I think helps the students out. So thank you, and I'm going to stop here. I've also put a couple other videos on the this week's thing. If you can take a look at them, they may help you out also. Thank you.